Assalamu alaikum and good morning and welcome you all guys in the lecture of the series of the biostates. And the today is the lecture number 6. In the today lecture we will go to learn about the estimation of the population mean and how we will go to calculate the estimate the population mean by the we will go to calculate it by the point estimation and by the confidence interval. So, you know very well that what is the statics. As we learned the static is the discipline of the math in which we collect the information. After collecting the information, we will go to arrange and organize the information or the data, and then we, after the arranging and this organizing the data, we will go to summarize the data. After the summarization of the data, we give the meaningful result or interpretation to the data. So we learned in the first and in the initial lectures that the statics as divided as the two main branches. The one is called the descriptive statics and the second one is called the inferential statics. As we learned in the initial lecture that the descriptive statics is the branch of the statics in which we collect the information, organize and arrange the information, and then we summarize the data or information, and then we give the meaningful result to the data. But the result we will go to describe in the numbers, in the proportion, in the percentage, in the descriptive statics. And in descriptive statics we will not goes to suppose the test the hypothesis. So the second branch of the statics we learned that it is the inferential statics. The inferential statics is again we collect the information, organize and summarize the data, and then when we are giving to the meaningful result to data, then we will go to analyze the data. After the analyzing of the data, then we will give to prove our hypothesis. We test our hypothesis. In this inferential statistics, we actually analyzing the data. And when we will go to analyze the data, then definitely we will go to test the hypothesis. Now the inferential statistics is again divided into the two main types. The one is called the estimation. The one branch of the inferential statistics is called the estimation, and the second is called the hypothesis testing. And the second type of the inferential statistics is called the hypothesis testing. Now in the estimation, what we will do in the estimation, and the estimation the estimation is again the further subdivided into the two main parts. And the estimation we will go to measure the point estimation, estimation, and confidence interval. The second type of the second type of the point estimation is confidence interval. Okay, CI, and this one is point estimation. Okay, right. Now we will go to learn in the today's session we will go to focus on this area. Okay, and the estimation, what is the actually estimation, and what is the point estimation, and what is the confidence interval. So in the point estimation, what is the point estimator? Point estimation. Point estimation is a single value which give the estimation about the population parameter. The point estimation is the single value, it is a valuation, it's give the valuation about the estimation of the parameter or the population mean. this point estimation. Okay, the point estimation is give the value of the estimation about the parameter, okay, or the population mean. Right? Now, what is the point estimation? That the sample mean. The sample mean is the example how you will go to say that the point. What is the point estimation? The sample mean is the point estimation of population mean. Okay, so the point estimation is the single value which is give the estimates about the population parameter, about the population mean. And what is the interval estimation? Interval estimator or estimation. Now the point estimation, you it's a clear your concept. It is the valuation, is the single valuation which is give the estimation about the parameter, about the population mean, such like the sample mean. The sample mean is the point estimation about the population mean, about the population parameter. Now in the interval estimation, it is the give the range, it is give the specific range. Okay, it's give the specific range of the parameter or population characteristic, about the population characteristic. And our confidence that the parameter, it is give the confidence that the parameter values will be fall in given range. Okay, yeah, in that range. Okay, now the estimation is the give the estimations about the population characteristic. Now the point estimation is the value, it is the single values, it is the give the valuation about the estimation of the parameter or the population mean, such as the example is the sample mean. Sample mean is give the point estimation about the population mean. Now the interval estimation, it is give the specific range about the population parameter, and it is a give the confidence that this population parameter will be fall between this given range. So it is called the interval estimation, and the interval estimation is also called the confidence interval. Now in the point estimation, the population parameter in the sample statistics computed from the random sample, which is the random sample is drawn from the population. And when you draw the random sample from the same population, it always give the variation. Every sample mean will be varies from the population mean, but the sample mean will give the true representation about the population mean. Now we will go to now the X bar. X bar is give the estimation is give the estimation or estimate the mu, and mu is the population mean and x bar is the sample mean. Okay, now this x bar, which is the point estimation, it is give the estimate about the population mean. Now the second one is the S, standard deviation. The standard deviation estimate is give the estimation or estimate about the sigma. The standard deviation of the sample give the estimation about the population standard deviation, which is called the sigma. Now the P, population proportion, sample proportion. The sample proportion, the sample proportion estimate about the population proportion. It is written in the small p. The proportion of the sample is always written in the small p and the small p alphabet, and the in the capital P is always give the symbols of the population proportion. Now we will go to learn, as we know that the point estimation like a sample mean. The point estimation which is give the estimate about the parameter, but the point estimation is not give the exact estimation of the population mean. That the point estimation is not the exact give the exact estimation about the population mean. So what's the statistician do it? Then the statistician will goes to estimate the population parameter by another method. Okay, and these another method is called the confidence interval. Okay, confidence interval. They the statistician, they observe that the point estimation is not give the actual estimation about the population parameter. So what they do it, they took the another method by which they give the more precise estimation about the population parameter by the another method. That method is called the confidence interval. Okay, now in the confidence interval, you know that we have the two end. This is the lower limit, this is the upper limit of the confidence interval, and this is the x bar or the point estimation. Okay, point estimation of the population mean. So then we, and the confidence interval, we will go to measure or calculate the range, the lower limit and the upper limit of the confidence interval range, by we can calculate that the population parameter will be fall down between this range. When the point estimate in the when the parameter may be the population parameter may be fall down between this range, lower limit and upper limit. If it is a fall in between this range, then we can say our hypothesis, our measurement is our hypothesis has been proved. If it is not a fault in between these rays, then the hypothesis is not proved. Okay, so the confidence interval is always, it is the number in which we give the specific, this confidence interval, it is a number in which we have a specific degree of the assurance that the value of the population parameter can be fall between this range, can be found between this range in the lower limit and upper limit. And the second one, the level of the confidence the level of confidence tell us about the probability of the method produce an interval that it includes the unknown parameters. Okay, so now the interval always gives the range of the value. Okay, so the first one, it is take the sample mean. The sample mean is always varies from another sample mean. If you draw the sample from a given population, it always this one sample mean will be vary from the another sample mean, but they are the sample mean will be remains is give the true representation of the specific population, and it is always based on the based on the based on the first sample. The confidence interval range value is always based on the first sample, and the second one, it's give the information about the closeness. Okay, closeness to the unknown population parameter, right? Population parameter. Okay, this is the third property. Okay, the fourth one, the confidence interval, the confidence level, okay, is always it will be 90%, 95%, or 99%, or maybe 99.5%, but we will never be 100% confidence. Okay, in the confidence interval we can measure the range of the confidence about the point estimation in the 90%, 95%, 99%, or maybe 99.5%, but we can never be 100% confidence about the point estimation. So the general formula to measure the confidence interval. Okay, so what is it? It is a point estimation. Okay, now the one end point estimation plus minus critical value and multiply by standard error. Okay, we will go to the plus and minus the point estimation with the critical value, and we will go to multiply the critical value by the standard error. Now what is the point estimation over here? The point estimation is here x bar and plus minus the critical value. If the critical value we will took the 95%, what is the value for the 95% is z table, we know very well, 1.96, and we will go to multiply the 1.96 with the sigma divided by n. Sigma divided by n is the standard error. As we learned in the previous lecture that the standard error is equal to sigma divided by n. Okay, so this is the about the point estimation. What is the empirical formula to calculate the point estimation? X bar plus minus 1.96 multiply by sigma divided by under root n with the standard deviation. If we can write down this formula when we calculate it, the x bar plus 1.z alpha by 2, okay, less than mu, less than again x bar minus z alpha by 2 and multiply z alpha by 2 and multiply by sigma divided by under root n. Here we also multiply divided by under root n. So x bar plus z alpha by 2 sigma divided by under root n less than mu less than x bar minus z alpha by 2 and multiply by sigma under root by n. Okay, we can also write down in this way, and we also can write down in very easy way about this formula, to the same formula or this empirical formula to measure the confidence interval. Okay, so what is the formula? X bar plus minus z alpha by 2, okay, divided by sigma under root n. This is the very easiest way to measure this is the easiest way to write down the formula to calculate the confidence interval by this formula. X bar z plus minus z alpha by 2 and under root n, sigma divided by under root n. Now we will go to measure the same formula on the diagram, just to make the clear more concept about the confidence interval. As we know very well, we are going to estimate the population parameter about the normal distribution of the data. As we know that what is the assumption for what are the assumption properties for the calculation of the confidence interval. The first one, the population sigma should be known. Okay, you should know, well aware about the sigma or standard deviation of the population. The second one, the data should be normal distribution, normal distributed. Okay, as we draw the diagram, as I draw the diagram of the normal distributed data, which is in a balanced shape in front of you all. Now the third property, if the population is not normally distributed, is not normally distributed, so what we will do? Definitely we collect the large sample size. Okay, If the population is not normally distributed, then we will go to collect the large sample size. So as I draw the diagram of the normal distributed, which is the bell in shape, the as you know, the 50% of the data is lies on the right side and 50% is lies on the left side. So we will go to calculate the 95% confidence in the confidence interval. So as you know that the whole probability, this whole probability is 1. Now what is the confidence coefficient? Confidence coefficient is always says 1 minus alpha. Now if 1 and if you are 95% confidence, if you are 5% to 5%. So we are taking the coefficient, confidence coefficient. What is confidence coefficient is said? It is actually the probability that the interval estimator closes the population estimates, population parameter. The confidence coefficient is the probability that an interval estimator encloses the population parameter inside it. It means that the coefficient, confidence coefficient, it says the probability that between this range that the population parameter will be encloses inside it. Maybe population will be fall between this range. So it is 1 minus alpha. If we took the 5% margin of error, so what it will be? It will be 95%. The 95% will be confidence interval. And if you will minus 1%, it will be 95% confidence interval. If we minus the alpha of the 10%, it will be 90% confidence interval. Okay. Now how we will go to measure? And as we learned in the formula that the x bar plus minus z alpha by 2 multiply by sigma divided by under root n. Now we took the 95% confidence over here in this example to measure in the bell shape. So as we learned that the 95%, the value and for the 95%, if you divide it in the two half, it will be 0.4772 or 0.4772 from the Z table. Now the remaining 5%, if we this alpha value which is 5%, okay, if you divided it okay, as we know that the 95%, the value of the 95%, we will go to measure by the Z table. So when we divide the 95% in the two half, it will be 0.4772 or 0.4772. So the half of the value 0.4772 will be lies at the right side of the mean, and the half will be lies on the left side of the mean. So the same one, the 5% which is remain the margin of the error, we will go to divide the 0.05 by the 2. It will be 0.025. So 0.0025 will be lies on the right side and 0.025 will be lies on the left side, because we will go to divide this margin of error, which is the alpha, which is the 5%, right? 0.05. We will go to divide by the 2. So why? Because it is written in the formula, the z alpha by 2. So the alpha is 5%. So we divide the 5%, which is 0.05, by the 2. It will be come up with the 0.025. 0.025 will be lies on the right side and 0.025 or right on the left side. So if we will go to 0.025, will be add up in the 0.4772, and then it will be 50%, and again we 0.025 will be add up in the 0.4772, it will be the 50%. So 50 will be 100%. So the total probability area is the 1. Now if we will go to see the 95% in the z score value, it will be come up with the 1.96 plus on the right side and 1.96 on the minus on the left side. So the same one, now we will go to measure the confidence interval through the, okay, now we will go to solve this the formula. We will go to solve this formula by using an example. So by using an example or through the question, we can solve it by using the same empirical formula of the confidence interval, x bar plus minus z alpha by 2 and multiply by sigma divided by under root n. So here is an example. The Principal College of Nursing, PIMS, Islamabad, wishes to estimate the average age of the post-RN-BSN student which are the presently enrolled in 2021 in the college. From the past studies, the standard deviation of the is known, which is the 2 years. A sample of the 50 students of the post-RN-BSN is selected and the mean is found 23.2 years. Find the 95% confidence interval of the population mean. So now we will go to solve it. Solution of this. Now what is the data? In the data, what's we required? The x bar. What is the x bar of the 50 students? The x bar is 23.2 years. Now what is the n? N is the 50 student. Okay, the 50 students of the sample size and been selected from the post-RN-BSN. And what is the sigma? The standard deviation is 2 years. Okay, in the alpha 95% confidence interval, so the alpha is level of significance is 0.05. So what's the value 0.05? We will go to divide it, it will be 0.025. What's the value for 0.025? 95% is 1.96. Okay, now we will go to solve it by the test statistics. The test statistics. In the test statistics, what is the formula? X bar plus minus 1 minus z alpha by 2 multiply by sigma under root by n. Now what's the x bar? X bar is 23.2 plus minus z alpha by 2. What is the value of z alpha by 2? 1.96. And what is the sigma? Is 0 is a 2 years. And what is the sample size? Is the 50. So what we will go to do it, the first one we will go to we will go to measure the standard deviation. It will be come up with the 23.2 plus minus 0.6, where we will go to draw. The first one is the square root of the 50. The square root of 50 will go to, when it will come up with the value of the square root of the 50, then we will go divide it by the 2. So it will be, and what's the value will become up over here, we will go to multiply it by the 1.96. So it has been come up with the 0.6. So one time we will go to minus the 0.6 from the 23.2 years, and on the right side we will go to add up the 0.6 years with the 23.2 years. If we will go to minus 23.2 minus 0.6, so it has been come up with the 22.6 years. Okay, now when we will add up the 23.2 add up 0.6, it will be 23.8. okay. Now we will go to write down in this way as well. X bar plus z alpha by 2, okay, multiply by sigma under root n, okay, less than mu, and again less than x bar, okay, this side is minus, and x bar plus z alpha by 2 multiply by sigma divided root n. Okay, so what's the x bar? 23.2. when we minus z alpha by 2 1.96, what is the sigma? 2 divided by under root 50. Now less than mu, and again less than, what is the x bar? 23.2 plus 1.96 and multiply by 2 divided by under root 50. Okay, so we come up with the same one, 23.2 minus 0.6 less than mu, again less 23.2, then we will go to add up 0.6. So we come up with the 22.6 and less than mu 23.8. So now in step number 3, what we will do? In step number 2, this was the step number 1, test statics. In step number 2, we will go to write down the result interpretation. Result interpretation, or we can say result statement. So what's the result statement? So the result statement, it says we are 95% confidence. We are the 95% confidence that the average age of post RN BSN student, okay, that the principal is 95% confidence that the average age of the post RN BSN students is between 22.6 years to 23.8 years, based on 50 student sample size. Okay, so we are the 95% confidence. Yeah, the principal who uh, wants to wish to estimate the average age of the post-RN BSc student. So the principal College of Nursing is 95% confidence that the average age of the post-RN BSc students is between 22.6 years to 23.8 years based on the 50 student sample size. Okay, so this is the for the today's session. We learned about the what is the estimation, and what is this we calculated the estimation of the population estimation on the point estimation and the confidence interval. The point estimation we earlier we learned in the our initial uh, classes and election lectures. In the today we learned the point estimation of the population parameter through the confidence interval. So we learned that the statistics is divided into two main branches: the descriptive statistics and the inferential statistics. And the inferential statistics is further subdivided into the point estimation and the in the estimation and in the hypothesis statement, and then the hypothesis testing. And the estimation is again further divided into the point estimation and the confidence interval. The point estimation is the actually is the true meaning, as I give the true representation of the population characteristic, but actually it is not give the close estimation about the population mean. So the statisticians as took the another remedies to measure the population parameter by the another method that's called the confidence interval. So what is the confidence interval? The confidence interval is the formula which is tell us that the how to use the sample data to calculate the interval that the which is the estimate that the population parameter is will be lies between this range. Okay, so the confidence coefficient is the probability that the interval estimate the encloses the population parameter, and the confidence level is the confidence coefficient is the expressed is always into the percentage. It is a maybe 90%. The confidence level may be 90%, maybe 95%, and 99%, as we used in this example, that the principal who wishes to wants to estimate the average age of the post-RN BSN student on the basis of the 95% confidence. So what is the population, what is the properties of the to measure the confidence interval? That the first one is the population standard deviation is should be known, and the second one, the population is should be normally distributed, and the third one, if the population is not normally distributed, then we will go to select the larger sample size. So in the I hope in the today lecture we learned the how to measure the confidence interval by using the formula x bar plus minus is z alpha by 2 and multiply by sigma divided by under root n. So in the today lecture we calculated the one example, and the tomorrow lecture we will go to solve it by the one or two another example that is will more clear about the concept of the how to calculate the confidence interval by the different of the using the different type of the confidence level, 90%, 99%, and 95%. So in the last, I request you all to subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell button. By pressing the bell button, you will get my new lecture as soon as I upload on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much.